morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. Welcome to the Talent Plug podcast, a space where we unravel stories behind extraordinary talents across various sectors. So, in this episode, we are discussing a profession that is very, very interesting. And to help me have this discussion, I've got a legend in the game, a legend in the Zambian football scene, a legend in the German football scene, and we're discussing soccer, we're discussing football as a profession, and our guest, Big Moses Sichone. Welcome to the Talent Plug podcast.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
So, I'm going to start this conversation like this, Moses. I have been a very huge fan of yours. I think growing up, when I was in primary school, we would have a few windows where we could go and watch soccer at the stadium. I grew up in Chingola, so Chingola is like my hometown, and obviously it means I'm brave. I'm a brave Inchanga Rangers fan.
Interesting.
So for me, I think this is where the whole interest came. I would go and watch soccer matches, and I would see you play, and I was like, whoa, this guy is just amazing. This guy is brilliant. So for those people who have never or who never had the opportunity to watch Moses play, I think for me, I equate you to a person or a player like Vieira, because I think that is the kind of presence that you commanded on the pitch. I think that is the kind of player that you were, very, very demanding, leading from the back in the midfield. So I think the first thing I'd like to bring out is I'm a huge fan of yours. So really privileged to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, and I feel welcome here. And for those sentiments, and I would just say thank you once more. And for you to mention a player like Vieira, he was a great player.
Yeah.
It's actually a compliment, and but I would say I was just Moses Sichone, who you knew a small boy, who now has become an assistant coach for Zambia.
Yeah.
Maybe I would just start with saying, I'm sure most of the people in mind are saying, where did this guy come from?
Exactly.
I started my career in Chambishi. The whole family, I was born in Furia.
Yep.
And then my late dad and my mom, they got transferred to Chambishi. So that's where everything started from. And the person actually who first saw me, like I was talented. When you were young,
yes,
you were just like playing on the streets,
yes.
Between Pombo, we
Exactly.
call it.
Yeah.
I had my late uncle, who actually, he was a big fan from Might and Freer Wanderers.
Okay.
So he never missed, whenever Might and Freer Wanderers were at home playing, he always went to watch Might and Freer Wanderers. So I got interested. I was like a small boy, so he used to carry me on his shoulders to go and watch the game. So then one day I just told him, I said, what? Playing football? That's very interesting. I think when I grow up, I would also want to play soccer, And
at what age was that?
I was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 7, 8 years old. And so this is how I developed, my interest over football.
Nice. So when did you actually start playing? I know you said the interest came around, 6, 7, but when did you actually start playing? Did you join any academy? Was there anything like academies around that time?
When my parents got shifted, from Korea to go to Chambishi, there was a guy, I would say, who saw the talent in me. His name is late, by the way.
Okay.
gone west. We used to call him Sowela.
Okay.
You know, he was a guy who had, passion over football. This person never had any qualifications, but he had his own ideas. So he formed, like a small academy.
Okay.
By then I was 12 years.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. So after school, we are always, like playing, as the under 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how everything started from there. Until I started also playing under 14, the same academy. And then from there, under 16, I started playing for Chambeshi.
Yes.
Black Band.
Nice. Very interesting. Can you just speak a little bit about your career in football? Maybe we can start with the local setup and then how you transition from local going pro.
My starting career in Zambia, particularly, everything, like I said earlier, one started in Chambeshi.
Yes.
When people saw my talent, so I had the passion myself. I really love to play soccer, and whenever I was on the pitch, I was one kind of a person I never wanted to lose. So I actually, like developed myself to be successful in soccer. Though, today I wouldn't say that whoever who is still young stand a chance to become a professional footballer, but I was very passionate over it, and I made it, through hard working and also discipline.
Yes.
So these are things that I always emphasize, when you are focused in whatever, it's not only about football. Even in a normal life, in whatsoever you are doing, you need to be disciplined and also hardworking
and
focused, and also to be determined.
Yeah.
So I was a small boy who just liked, playing soccer from Chambeshi. I graduated from under 14 to under 16. Under 18, even though under 16 I didn't play much, but I graduated into under 18. From under 18, that time there was B-side. So when Bishkawala the late, I don't know if you know the name I'm talking about. He saw also,
the potential.
In me, and I was given a chance. I remember Chambishi, by then they were playing in the Super League. So back in the days, they used to be B-side. So from the under 18, I just found myself, I was in the B-side. Then I was 18, I think. So this is something that, I'll never forget, because there were other players who were regularly, playing for the B-side. At that day, as we were going, but then Power Dynamos was playing against Chambishi. So back in the days, the setup was like, if the Super League, the team you are playing with, it's the same thing, the B-side.
Yes.
So we were cutting licenses, before the actual match. So it was just like a joke. He was like, you know what, today I'm going to change things. So I sat next to him the way we were sitting, then he just said, today you're playing. Because the late Webich Kavala was a guy full of, jokes and,
so
surprises.
He didn't take it serious.
So for me, I just thought, okay, he has given me a chance to go and sit on the bench, see actually how the B-side, the feeling, Power Dynamos, and also I was excited to watch, the senior team Power Dynamos. By then, it was Power 90.
Yes.
So I was surprised. So I took the chance, and I did well. We didn't lose the game, we drew. So that's how everything started. And from Chambishi, I was spotted to go to Chingola.
Nice. So, can you just tell us about the experience of winning the league in 1998? I think that was a very, very great moment for sports enthusiasts, football enthusiasts in Chingola. I think Inchanga Rangers hasn't won the league since 1998. But can you just relive the memories of that season leading up to lifting that trophy?
It was a big thing, actually. Maybe I would just start with me going to Chingola.
Yeah.
The first year I went there, the team was struggling. It was like, there was a building up of Changa Rangers.
Yeah.
A lot of players joined Changa. So the first year, it was, like I said, it was a struggling year. But the team became, we united so fast because it was a team of young players and also, experienced players like Axon Shimbala.
Yes.
We had Wedson Nyelenda,
Yeah.
now coach for Zanaco, just to mention a few. So, I always say, if you want to achieve something, something good in life, you need this, more especially in football.
Yeah.
You need to speak one language. The unit, that together is what matters.
Okay.
So this team had players who were also, we had a coach, Bafonson Kabole,
Yes.
the late, maybe so rest in peace. He was like a father.
Yeah.
He was like a father. He, not only on the pitch, but also, on a private part. So he made it so open that, guys, whatever challenges that you guys are going through, I know you are young players, you are starting your career.
I'm here
to guide you guys.
Yeah.
So this is something that he did. And we saw a team which had, the potential of becoming the best team in the country.
Yeah.
Because we started building ourselves, amongst ourselves, through, working hard and also the way we are communicating, not only on the pitch, outside the pitch as well. And come 1998, it was a year, I would say, everything was just like an obvious thing because we worked so hard.
Yeah.
I remember the late folks on cover, they used to take us to Monsenga.
Yeah.
To run from there.
And that was the training.
Yeah, to run from there, road run to get to Capital Stadium.
Yeah.
3 times in a week.
Wow.
So, apart from that, I also developed my own, my own way of becoming better as a football player. Where I saw that, what am I lacking? I used to wake up early in the morning around 05 when everybody is busy sleeping.
Yeah.
Where I used to live in Chingola, it was like park flats.
Yes.
Chingola person, back in the days, the
Yeah.
mines used to clean, all the parks.
Yes.
It was evergreen everywhere. So I had a medicine ball, and each day that came, I wake up early in the morning. I'll be in the park, not even, just always doing physical.
Yeah.
I had my own ball. I had, certain things that I just, that made me feel, that I'm ready at the weekend. So, not only that, the whole entire team, I would mention maybe Andrew Sinkala. So I never knew that Andrew Sinkala used to do the same. So we became like, since we were just few meters away from each other where he used to live. So me and him, we became like training partners privately. So we would, after the normal training from the stadium, maybe we'll say, hey, what do we do maybe this coming week? You saw the way the game is. If at all you're playing teams which are more stronger, tougher than the okay, we're going to plan. Let's see how the weekend. So things became more easier for me. And I would say, 1990 was something else that, each time I'm heading Chingola, I reach, Monsenga.
Yeah. the
memories.
Get back.
I get back, I would say, okay, this is what made me who I am today in terms of soccer.
Amazing, amazing. So Chaka Rangers was the last local club that you played for before you went pro?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just tell us about the transition of moving from a local league to a foreign league. How did that happen?
It moved. It was how do I put it? It was not easy.
Yeah.
Everything came as like I mentioned through hard work.
Yeah.
So in 1998 we won the league. 1999 I was selected to play for the national team.
Yeah.
Thank God I did well, and I was amongst the team that went to the Africa Cup as the most youngest player to be part of the national squad.
Yeah.
And it's through the national team, by then I remember very well Super Sport.
Yeah.
They were the main, for African teams where, the football was being,
Yes.
televised worldwide. So, and then after the Africa Cup, I received a call because by then the national team, we had a German coach.
Yeah.
Bukat Zizi. I don't know if you don't call him.
Yes.
So Bukat Zizi had his friend. He's a player's agent in Germany.
Okay.
Mr. Rocchio. So that was the same time Cologne, they were looking for a central defender. So he called him and asked, if in the national team there's a young player, a very talented. Then that's how Moses Chone's name came up.
Yeah.
And then he gave him his number. Then he called me. I still remember it was around 0:23 hours.
Yeah.
I was home on a Sunday. Then I just received a call. Say, "Oh, is this Moses, sir?" I was like, "Yes, speaking." And I said, "Oh, this is Loke. I know we don't know me, but I'm a good friend of this."
Yeah.
So this is how everything started. So then we spoke a bit about it. I said, "Yeah, it sounds, cause."
Yeah.
I didn't take it, so seriously. I just said, "Oh," it gave me, I felt really good. I said, "Oh, my working hard is paying off."
Yes.
In a way where it has started opening other doors.
Yeah.
So on a Sunday we spoke. The next day, I just kept it for myself. And the next day on a Monday, same time, then he called me again. "Oh, these guys, everything, they have checked about you. They are interested. So just give me a few days. I'll get back to you on a Friday." So exactly on a Friday, then he called me on a Thursday.
Okay.
He said, "Give me up to Friday." He called me on a Thursday night. Then he was like I told him, "I've called tomorrow. You're supposed to go to Osaka to go to the German embassy.
Yeah.
And you find everything is done." So I thought it was just a joke. I went there. So I informed the club first. "Oh, this is what is happening." So even the club was so supportive, whereby they even provided, the transport.
Yeah.
I was given a minibus, a small minibus.
Yeah.
The driver who took me from Chingola to Osaka. We processed the visa. Everything was being taken care of until we reached. I think we were in Osaka. By then the embassy they were open around 9, 10 or something.
Yeah.
So immediately we were the first people to arrive there. So one of the guys, the security guys, immediately recognized me and said, "Ah, Moses, what are you doing here?" I said, just came here to try for a visa.
Yeah.
So I gave them my passport. Then they told me to come back around 12 hours. The visa was processed. I got it the same day.
Wow.
Then the guy came out. He was like, you know what I can tell you? I've been working here for so many years. You are blessed, and where you're going, you never come back.
Yeah.
This is what this guy said to me.
Wow.
I was like, I've seen people come here 3 years, 5 years. But you come here, you get your visa. Just like that.
One day. Yeah.
So for me, I just took it and said, this is a blessing.
Yeah.
So around 14 hours, then we started going back to Chingola.
Mm.
Yeah, and the arrangement, so immediately when I informed them, immediately when I got the visa on Friday, those guys, the team in German, they processed the ticket immediately that I was supposed to leave on a Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. So everything went on so fast. I remember Friday, I got back to Chingola, and Changa Rangers was supposed to play a Railway Express.
Mm.
So me from Lusaka, I just went straight into camp. Tomorrow we are supposed to play Railway Express. But my mind, to be honest, was just like, oh, Sunday I'm leaving. So I don't know if I could just say it was God's plans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I would say, the game couldn't take place.
Mm.
On a Saturday, Express, they were involved in an accident.
Mm.
So the game was cancelled.
Mm.
So for me, even though, it was not a serious accident, but they have some injuries.
Yeah.
So I felt sorry, but the other way around, it was good for my side because at least
gave you a bit of time to prepare.
And also, who knows what could have ended?
Exactly.
Maybe get injured,
Exactly.
So I just said, God is
this is a blessing.
It's a blessing. So, everything is just, moving according. So the same day, Saturday, I just have to, I had to go and say bye to my family.
Yeah.
So it was so interesting. Even them, they were, surprised. Saying, how come we are not in this?
Yeah, just now.
I said, things just happen so fast. So me, myself, I'm surprised. That's how I found myself in Germany.
Oh, wow. Very, very interesting. And just walk us through, your experience in Germany. I know you go to Cologne. How did you settle in Cologne? You're going to a foreign country. The language is foreign to you. How easy was it for you to adapt in that environment?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it was not easy.
Yeah.
The first thing, when I reached Cologne, I looked the city itself, how beautiful the city is. And I asked myself, I said, hey, you are here. What else do you want? This is what you've been always...
This is what you've been working hard for.
And this is what, So now you are here. Okay, you haven't yet signed the contract. So I just had to ask myself, I said, okay, I've come all the way. I've reached to come and reach this stage.
Yeah.
So now I'm here. So I had to put everything into God's hands.
Yeah.
I must confess that it was not easy because I was only 22.
Yeah.
22 years old, and I never spoke the language. So it was not easy. But where football is concerned, one day, immediately when I got into the pitch, I was always, that person who is like, I'm happy, this is my job. I have to do with all what I have in me.
Yes.
So that kept me, going, and also, being disciplined and working hard. So after 2 weeks training the team, we had some friendly games, of which I did well. So when the team manager, came and said, oh, definitely, we are signing you, I was so glad that everything went on accordingly.
Nice. And how many years were you in Germany before you actually retired from soccer?
Uh, Now exactly 24 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
24 years.
24 years.
Yeah,
Since 1999.
yeah. But in terms of the active years in soccer, how long did you remain active playing soccer in Germany?
I played up to the age of 35. That
Oh
was
wow.
in 2012. That's when I retired.
Yeah, that was a very illustrious career. That was so
I
nice.
guess I think I could have even, gone a bit beyond, but when I had, the surgery in my knee and
Yeah,
my left ankle is, I couldn't
yeah,
because I started having, some challenges.
okay.
Yeah.
So that is your playing career. At which point did you realize, look, I've retired from soccer. I want to take this a little bit further in terms of coaching. So when did you actually transition into a coach?
What I did after retiring in 2012, I stayed like a year.
Okay,
I was just, like going around the world,
touring.
seeing some nice places. The time that, when you're still playing active,
Yeah,
you never had that chance.
the
Because I
opportunity,
remember,
yeah.
from Germany, you only had like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks, what I used to do, 1 week, immediately after, the league will
Yeah,
come to an end, I'll go with my friends, maybe Spain or Portugal, just to go in the last few days. And then the 3 weeks, come back to Zambia,
yeah.
visit my family.
Yeah.
So like I said, after I ended my career, I stayed like a year
Okay.
without doing anything, and I didn't realize that after my career, what is that I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I was still just trying to figure out what is the next step. So after some time, a year passed, then the team Alemania Aachen where I played, it was my teammate, and he was the captain. I was the vice captain. He became the co-coordinator for the all junior teams.
Okay.
So he's the one who he called me and said, "Hey, you've stayed. You just want now to be just staying. You don't want to do something. I've got something for you to do." So I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I've got the under 13. They don't have a coach."
Okay.
So I said, "Okay, cool. Also just staying home, doing nothing. This is something." And junior teams, you only train like 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Then at the weekend, you have some games. So I was going there Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Okay.
So the whole coaching thing started, me coaching the under 13 in Germany. Then I saw, okay, this is my thing.
Yeah.
Because after my playing career and then becoming a coach, so I realized that, this is something that maybe one day I might even,
Yeah.
coach teams back home,
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
So this is how I developed my coaching career, and this is how everything started.
Nice. So, did you gain any budgets? Did you actually get into school to get a few budgets to be a professional coach?
Yes, of course. After the first year, I coached the under 13. There are coaching courses, and also for those coaches, I just didn't want, if today I said I'm coming back to Zambia to come and use, a name,
Yes.
say, I become a coach. I asked myself, I said, in every profession, you need to have some qualification.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I started with the UEFA B, and then ended up doing the UEFA A.
Nice.
So these
So you actually have a UEFA A license right now?
yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's very, very big.
So this is how I prepared myself.
Nice. So in terms of the difference in the coaching badges. I've never understood, especially with the CAF ones, the ones that we have in Africa. What's the major difference between the CAF qualifications and the UEFA ones?
The UEFA and CAF qualifications. The difference is the UEFA is more detailed.
Okay.
And it's been done in Europe. It's not like you can just go. Everyone can just get up today and go and do it, because like those courses, they are done in a way where, like, for instance, me when I was doing the BA license, the UEFA B, you are supposed to be like a professional football player who played like more than 8 years before you can immediately do that. For those guys like who have never played soccer, they start with the C, D, then coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the setup.
Okay.
And with CAF, now I must say with CAF, UEFA and CAF, they are like now, working together.
Yes.
So they are trying, to make those qualifications to be just more like in Europe.
In Europe, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why they have even also introduced the CAF A Pro, the Pro license.
The Pro license,
yeah. So these are the badges that, there's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Interesting. So you coached in Germany, the youth team. How did you then transition to being a coach in Zambia? When did you think and realize that, look, I need to go back home as well and just offer my services to Zambia?
Before I came back to Zambia, when I was still in Germany, I didn't only coach the under 13. I even coached the under 17.
Nice.
I coached the under 21.
Nice.
So this actually, gave me also, that passion, becoming a coach. And then in 2018, I received a call, from the Zambia national team general secretary. By then it was Pongal Well. I said, there's a position of technical director. Are you interested to become the technical director? So I said, this is a good position.
Yeah.
Why not? So that's how I came back 2018. I had a 3 years contract. Unfortunately, things couldn't go the way I planned them. And also, I think I had also, like private issues. That was the same year that I lost my mom. I also rest in peace. And also, this is something that, but I had thanked everyone, from the football association, starting from the first president, his committee members, all the workers. We had a very wonderful working, relationship. And even when I was going back after a year, I told them, I said, you know what, this is not the end of Sichone.
Yes.
This is my country.
Yeah.
And I'll still come back.
Yeah.
I'll still come back. That's how I left. And an opportunity came again after 3 years.
Yeah.
I was asked to come back, and here I am today.
Nice. So I think I'm just going to divert a little bit because now I just want to speak into the aspect of, tactics in a football game. I think there are a lot of football managers and football coaches in the terraces.
Yes.
And these people never understand the tactical aspect of the game.
Yeah.
What are the main things that you inculcate in a team when you take over a team? What kind of mindset do you want to instill in a team?
The most important thing is first, you need to work with your players, knowing the players that you have, the formation that you are playing, because for me, you come up with an formation according to the players that you have. You know, or this player. And then tactics comes in, because one thing you have to understand is a player has to understand his position with the ball and without the ball. Okay. And then what comes after, the whole group on the field.
Okay.
If you lose the ball, positioning, how does the team move, all that, it's very important.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've noticed a very big difference between the way our colleagues in the foreign countries apply what they learn and what they do on the pitch versus how we interpret the game locally. What's the biggest difference that's there between, football, how football is played abroad and the way that we play it in Zambia?
Football has gotten to a level whereby it's like education.
Yes.
Our time, I remember Fort Samikabole the late. We never used to have like a tactical board.
Yeah.
But the big man had his own way. He used to get to Bendo from Coca-Cola and Fanta, all that. Yeah. You just drop a garbage, the way it was like stone somewhere there, concrete. So he brought a tactical board there. Yeah. And then this is how he was moving. Then he would make us sit. They say we are playing card. This is how we used to. But now, football itself has to start with analyzing.
Yes.
The players themselves, your team. You analyze your team. How was the performance? Then you have to analyze your your opponent's performance.
Okay.
And then collectively, now you have to plan.
Yeah.
So it's not only looking at your own team, it's also based on how you plan for the opponent.
Yeah.
What are the strongest points? What are the weakest? So how do you want to win the match? So you analyze the game, you yourself as a coach, and then you show the team. Right. You analyze with the team, and then you prepare the week. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been to any Zambian leagues team to see how they prepare. I'm sorry, I don't know about how they go about it.
Yeah.
So, but I can only talk about the national team, because this is something that I used to do when I was in Germany.
Yes.
Not when I started, coaching the under-17. These are players now who are curious. They want to learn. They want to see things. What they are doing wrong about, depending on the games.
Yes.
And also to see the next opponent they are playing. So this is a plan a coach has to know. Every week I have to plan. Whether you played against Might and Freylanders this week, you need to analyze that game you played. Doesn't matter whether that game you won, you lost, you drew.
Yeah.
Players has to see. So analysis has to go on, and just also to prepare the players.
Yeah.
This is the biggest difference for sure. Maybe we can't compare ourselves to the Europeans.
Yeah. And in terms of your footballing philosophy, I'm sure you've got a very interesting philosophy that you go by. What's your footballing philosophy?
My philosophy is I know Zambian football, within my time, it's building up from behind.
Yeah.
Midfield, also if you have fast players, use play wing players, and also to finish.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of a coach that doesn't like just hitting the ball anyhow, like the way back in the days whatever Gamlenga is kicking the ball. No. Players have to understand from position to position, building up from behind, according to the system you are playing, who comes, who goes high, who does what, interchanging positions, such information. I love to see, my team is playing soccer than just hitting the balls.
Nice.
This is my philosophy.
Nice one. And then, I've also had this question about why it's so difficult for our local players to just buy into, I'll call them the basics. Because, fundamentals in soccer, when you're starting out, and you talked about how you started with the under-13s and all those guys, there are certain fundamentals that you learn at a very young age. Something like trapping. Those are basics. You talked about positioning. Those are basics.
I'll tell you something. Sorry to cut you short. I know where you're going to. For me, I've always said, we've killed our soccer in Zambia, particularly the time we sold the mines. Because you remember very well, the setup, the way it was back in the days. Every team, just maybe to mention a few, if you talk about Might and Freelanders in Ghana, Chingola, going for Ron United, Konkola. These teams used to have under Shani, and these teams, there was like a league which was being played. So, what is happening in Zambia? That is gone. So, you find that the talent we've got academics. There are a lot of academy, football academy in soccer. I don't know which their age groups they have. So you will find that Zambia, we are identifying talent at a late stage. So this player, how I started is not this player is starting. It's just like, you want to go to school, you've never passed nursery school, then you just find yourself you're in grade 7. This is what is happening. I'm sorry to say that, but this is the fact. That's why it's difficult. It's difficult in some ways whereby, you would see a player who is playing in the Super League fails to control the ball. So when you say, you see the movements, you see the what. So these players, what are they lacking? They are lacking, the guidance. They need a coach that, also each week you are working with them in terms of how do you want the players to play. This is the things that, I can only encourage my coaches, colleagues to, to be working on, because it's not easy.
No, definitely. And thank you so much for highlighting that. So my next question is basically, I've always tried to understand what goes through the coach's mind, especially when you're coming from a very difficult game, maybe you lose the game. How do you maintain that morale in the dressing room, and how do you keep the lads motivated?
I know it's not an easy part as a coach, but a coach is just like, you are a father, you've got kids at home. Your child is going through under difficult, you would find, ways. So you all need to ask yourself, first you analyze the game, how it was, how you lost, how was, the players. So you are a coach, you need to find the right ways. If a team performed bad, you were not happy about it. You have to be honest. That's why I would say it's very important as a coach, whilst you are coaching, to start also winning the trust of the players. Because there is a difference. The time you were a player and you become a coach is like a father. These are your kids. And by that situation, you also need to develop that trust from the players. Not only about football or what, even private life,
Yes.
to give them an open mind that whatever challenges they might be going through, they can always come to me.
Yeah.
So once you have that good relationship, things becomes easy. And the players, they also know, oh, we've got a coach whom he knows what he wants.
Exactly.
The same thing, the players knows that, okay. So the same with you.
Yeah.
You know that, oh, this is what I want for my players. So once you draw up that, things becomes easy.
Nice. And then how do you handle egos in the dressing room? You know, especially when you have players coming from different backgrounds, they're coming from different leagues. You know, you have your Patsons who are playing in the Premier League, and you have other people who are in the local league. Sometimes we have situations where players feel that they are bigger than the national team, or they're bigger than the other players that they're playing against. How do you handle those big egos within the dressing room?
You need to understand one thing, that once, like I said earlier on, that when you become a coach, you are like a father.
Yes.
So what I'm also meant by saying that, you need to know that you've got a team with maybe 20 players,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken, depending on how the budget is from the club. So one thing you have to make it clear, just know that all the players who are registered for that club, they're important.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make it look like you've got your first 11 once, and also, to show other players that, there are some other players who are more superior than the others.
Yes.
Then you are lost. All the players, whether they are superstars, they need to be treated the same. That way, you're gonna achieve a lot with the team.
Amazing. So we're on a very good run at the moment in terms of the Zambia national soccer team. We're just from claiming a victory against Chad. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So it looks like the future is looking bright for Zambian football. What does the future look like for Moses?
One thing I know that Moses Sichone is still with FARS.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward. For me, I would just say we have to qualify to become 2025 AFCON.
Yeah.
Once we do that, then we'll see what the future holds.
Nice.
But I'm enjoying myself. The guys. Once I stand on the field, I see them the way we interact with each other. Having fun with the players. Seeing me giving them the guidance where I feel like they are failing, to do things. It's a good relationship that I wouldn't just want today to end.
Right.
Yeah, and I just feel like I still have more to offer for this country.
Nice.
And I only pray to my God that keeps me, healthy and see the next day.
Absolutely. Nice one. So Moses, I know you're a very busy man. I do not take it lightly that you have offered yourself to be a guest on the podcast. A lot of our listeners, a lot of our viewers definitely have drawn a lot of inspiration from your story, a lot of inspiration from what you've had to highlight. So really been a pleasure. I've enjoyed this conversation, and thanks so much for coming through.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure also being here, you guys.
Nice one.
It's a nice place you got here, and let's see.
Thank you.
Next time, maybe I will spare more time for you guys.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So this has been another exciting episode of the Talent Plug podcast. We explored the profession of football, and we were joined by Moses Sichone, who's a Zambian footballing legend, currently with the Zambia national soccer team as coach. And thank you so much for joining us, and stay inspired.